Hey family, my name is Key and thank you so much for joining me again on my journey. So today I am talking about my move from Baltimore to Houston by myself. It was definitely hard, but definitely worth it because I fucking love it here. But let's go ahead and get right in. So I'm gonna break it down, tell you the steps that I took, advice that I have, and yeah, I will be looking at my laptop because sometimes I forget and I end up going off topic and shit like that. But oh yes, and I will also be including some clips and videos that I made along the way of my journey from Baltimore to Houston. So let's go ahead and get right into it. So the first thing I want to get into is the steps that I took before moving. So the first step was deciding that Houston was really where I wanted to go. So back in 2020, I had moved from Baltimore to Georgia. I was on the outskirts of Atlanta. I feel like I rushed that process. Like I really just like, okay, this is what I want to do. Got a job down there. Boom, let's go. But honestly, everything about that move felt completely different compared to how everything about this move felt. That move to Georgia just felt rushed. I felt like I wasn't really prepared. I didn't have a lot of money saved up. Like I literally moved down there, put me and my daughter's clothes and stuff in the car, the TV, and left. Like got there, stand on air mattress. Like it was just not at all how this one is. However, I was blessed. I needed that experience because that is honestly what started my spiritual journey, and what really woke me up to a lot of things and a lot of patterns that were taking place in my life. So anyway, yeah, moved to Georgia. That didn't work out. Stayed there for about 6 months. Moved back to Baltimore in the beginning of 2021. So when I moved back to Baltimore, I had already planned, like, I don't want to stay here. There's nothing here. I feel like it's really no opportunities. Like Baltimore is a place where if you don't already have clout, a lot of people don't already know you. It's hard for you to get like put on for real. So I already knew that I did not want to stay in Baltimore, but I didn't know where I wanted to go, when, how I was going to get the money and things like that. I mean, I was working, but it's kind of hard to work, take care of yourself, take care of a child, and save at the same time. So in December of 2021, honestly, I don't even remember what it was exactly that put Texas in my mind. Well, I did. I went to Texas, to Houston, for Memorial Day weekend last year, and it was cool. It was cool. I liked it. But I don't know what at the end of the year, I can't remember what really like, yeah, Houston is where I'm about to go. But I remember on December 28th talking to my father about it and telling him like, yeah, I want to move to Houston, like Texas, that's where I want to go. And knowing that it was going to be a lot, it's going to be a big move. Texas is 20 something hours away from Baltimore, like it's going to be a lot. But I had decided that Texas is where I want to go. The cost of living is cheaper. The weather is a hell of a lot better. And yeah, Houston is a bigger city a way bigger city than Baltimore. So who knows who I can run into, the opportunities I can have, and yeah. So in December is when I decided that, all right, that's what I want to do. So the first step for me was, because I worked for the post office in 2020. I knew that I could easily just apply for a post office position in Houston and move down here that way. So that's what I did. Applied for a post office position, got the position, and that was really like the start of, okay. I'm sorry, I thought my daughter was calling me. Yeah, so once I got the job, I'm like, okay, cool. We in there, okay. So, Mommy. 1 second. Sorry, y'all. Mother duty calls. So, okay, where was I? Yes, so found a job. But no, first I got clear on where I wanted to move, why I wanted to move there, and yeah. then I started to, then it's finding a job, back at the post office, boom. Then I started searching for places. So why I feel like I recommend finding a job first, like if you're gonna move out of state, find a job first so that you don't find a spot that you really love and then your job is an hour away from there or too far. So I always recommend finding a job first, then finding somewhere to live. Okay, so boom, found a job. Then I'm just looking at places online. I really wanted a house, like to get a mortgage or whatever, but I felt like that might be a little bit too soon to just jump out there and do that. So I decided to, I was looking at trying to find me a townhouse. Or the townhouse or like a apartment that has a little loft area as well, because I want an extra space. So, but all the places I'm finding, like I find a place online in my budget, everything I want, call them. The price is like $300 more a month than what's listed online, and honestly I started to get frustrated because I'm just like, bruh, what the fuck? Like, I already had the job, now all I need is a place. So I started, like, I always, every day when I wake up, I try to write down my manifestations, write down what I'm currently grateful for, and I also write down in a way of manifesting. I am grateful for this beautiful townhome that I found, this price, and has these features, etc., etc. So, yeah, so I had found this townhouse. I found one apartment and then one townhouse that I really wanted to see. So I had to come down to Houston to get fingerprinted on the 1st of February. So I came down here to get fingerprinted. The fingerprinting took like 2 seconds. So then I'm like, okay, well, let me try to see but if I can go see some places or whatever. Looking at stuff, calling them, and nothing. The prices were too high, or you needed to be in your current job for like 3 months or whatever. And mind you, I had just quit TSA at that point in January. This is now February, beginning the first day of February. So I'm just like, fuck. So I decided to go. I had a realtor. She was supposed to be finding me getting me set up to go see the townhouse that I really wanted. That day, I was only there for a day. Told her this ahead of time. Didn't hear from her until like 5 p.m. that on the only day that I was there. So at that point, I'm just fucking frustrated. And I'm like, bruh, like, what the what? Woosah. Okay. So, I decided she never set up the appointment for me to go see it in person. So I just decided, let me just go drive over there and go see it, whatever. So I'm driving down or whatever, I'm driving down the street to go see it, and I end up passing these townhouses, and I'm like, I didn't see those online. So I decided to take a picture of the sign or whatever so that I can look it up after. Boom, take a picture. Drove by to see the outside of the townhouse that I really wanted, and I'm like, okay, it looks nice. I like the neighborhood. Okay, boom. Get home, and I'm still, I'm trying not to lose faith. I'm still like manifesting, but I also got specific with it because the townhouse that I really wanted was on Bob White Drive. So I'm so grateful for this beautiful spacious townhome for me and my daughter on Bob White Drive. It was so easy to get approved. Fast forward like 3 days, didn't get approved. And at this point, I'm just like, it gotta be something better. It has to be something better for me. That has to be the only reason why I did not get approved. I didn't go in that space of, fuck, ain't nothing working out, I'm just like, you know what? It gotta be something better. Okay, boom. Fast forward a little bit more. Sorry. Fast forward a little bit more, and I'm looking at places, whatever, bros, to find these places. not really finding nothing. Nothing's really pulling through. So I was kind of back and I never had a realtor before, so I was kind of back and forth as to whether I could just apply for something on my own, or she had to, or whatever, because she had told me that she wanted to apply because, you know, she know how to do her thing, whatever, da-da-da-da. Which apparently not, because I didn't get approved. But anyway, yeah, so I decided the townhouses that I had passed when I was going to see the one I initially wanted, I decided to just go ahead and apply for them myself, and I got approved, and I was so fucking happy. And I'm expecting a high ass deposit, yo. My deposit. So no, she called me back and said I was approved with a just an additional deposit. So I'm expecting I had to pay like first month rent as my deposit. Y'all, my deposits, my additional deposit was $150, so altogether all I had to pay was $300. I said, y'all is looking out like always. Oh my gosh, oh my gosh, I was just so happy. I cried. I was just so happy. So then a little bit later, I go back and I'm looking at my journal. No, she told me the address. Guess what street is on? Baltimore Drive. And I'm like, so you mean to tell me that I was manifesting the townhouse on Baltimore Drive, the one I initially wanted, thinking I'm manifesting that one, but really I was manifesting the one that I'm in now. And didn't even know. But that just goes to show you like how powerful we are and don't even realize it. And sometimes that's why sometimes when you think like shit not working out, just wait. Don't lose faith, because it always works out. But yes, I manifested this motherfucking townhouse and I love it. So anyway, moving on. Okay, boom. So after I manifested and affirmed what was mine, I claimed it, got it, boom. So make sure I made a list of everything that I needed to get, everything I needed to get done, like setting up the water, setting up the cable, setting up the security cameras, all this, that, the third, everything. Make a list, check it off one by one. When you after you finish, after you complete everything, make a list of everything I get from the store, trash bags, silverware, every little thing. Put it on your list so that you can just make sure you're prepared before you get there. Next is making sure prior to moving, this should be a no-brainer, but you know, you got to start moving like you broke. It don't matter how much money you got, stop moving like you broke. Because that's what really helped me to be able to really save the money up. Like, yeah, I might want another wig, but I don't need it. Anything that I did not need, cut it out for the from January to now. Even now, I'm still like, I just got in that mindset of doing it so much that now it's like, if I don't need it, that money getting put up. But yeah, making sure you're budgeting, making sure you're saving. I recommend having at least $3,000 to $5,000. That's the least amount you should have to move out of state, to be able to pay your rent up front, and everything you need, furniture, all that stuff. Okay, boom. So I'm going to now insert some clips of my moving process, the moving day. It was very freaking emotional for me. I woke up at, well, I was so anxious. I was so freaking anxious. I moved down here on the 1st of March, but I started driving on the 28th of February. And that night before, I couldn't even sleep. I think I slept from like 8 to 11. And once I woke up, I was just up. I watched Euphoria because that's my shit. And I was just up. And then I'm like, I had initially planned to leave like 3 a.m. But since I was up, after I watched Euphoria, I was just like, fuck it, I might as well go ahead now. So, and when I sat up on the bed, I just started crying, like crying. But I feel like I was about to go in more detail about what happened after that, but I feel like it's included in one of my clips. So, roll the tape. Please excuse how I look. I promise the video quality will get better as I go on. It is 1:47 a.m. and I chose to just document my journey from Maryland to Houston. I'm moving there. Sorry, I'm a little emotional. I don't know why I'm so emotional. Yeah, I decided to move me and my daughter there, and I'm starting my journey there right now. I'm driving 19 hours. I am going to stop in between, but yeah, I'll be back maybe in the next couple hours after I get all my cars out and stuff. All right. Hey, family. So I am now in some part of Alabama. I freaking got pulled over in Tennessee for doing 95 and a 70. But okay, let me say, God and my angels are always looking out for me, because once he came to the window and I saw the ring on his finger, whatever, I told him, he like, yeah, you know you was going 95. I'm like, yeah, well, I'm pregnant now and I really had to use the bathroom. So he followed me to the bathroom. Well, he followed me to the gas station or whatever, run my license. Well, attempted to run my license, but their system wasn't working, so he couldn't pull up my driving record in Maryland. So he asked me, like, do you have a history of speeding, whatever, da-da-da. I'm like, no. And then, right, and then, so he just basically, like, told me, like, yeah, well, you can take this class or whatever, and that'll knock down the speed by 15, and you won't get no points for real. I'm like, look at God. Thank you. And I wasn't lying, but that's another story. I feel like I need to go back because I did not mention what happened this morning before I left. So I get up, and I couldn't really sleep because I'm so excited about this move. So I get up, well, I woke up at like 11 something, whatever. So around 1, I'm like, I might as well just go ahead and leave. So I start writing in my journal, like, my affirmations, how grateful I am for this opportunity and to have the finances and everything like that or whatever. First of all, when I pick up the journal and put it, and yeah, when I pick it up and I'm about to put it down on my lap, a fucking spider falls out of it. So I don't know if you know, but spiders are like good luck, actually. And a tarot reader that I watch a lot, her name is Baba Jolie, she mentioned that like the other day when one of her readings, like, spiders are good luck. If you see a spider, whatever, da-da-da-da. So I'm like, okay. So I'm writing and I'm crying and shit, and the tears is just coming down. So one dropped on my phone. So I wipe it like on my leg and it goes to the calculator. I'm not paying it no mind, whatever. So then I start writing again and I'm still crying and stuff and whatever. And another tear fell on there. So I wipe it again. No, right. First I tried to like wipe it off with my finger. No. So I wipe it again. It hit the 3. It didn't, but it was still like smeared. So then I wiped it again on my leg and it 333 popped up. And I was like, y'all with me. Like, y'all are protecting me. My angels, my spirit guides of the highest love, light, and compassion. Y'all are with me. Y'all protecting me. And that was my sign at 333, the spider. Like, I'm protected always. And that just made me cry even harder because I'm just like, oh my God. Like, it felt amazing. And it feels amazing to know that I'm not by myself, because a lot of times I have felt that way. Like, I'm out here really just doing shit by myself. Yeah, I had to share that. But yeah, I think I'm about to take a nap or something. I don't know. I'm gonna see. I really don't want to because I want to just kind of like get as far as I can before I take a nap. But I don't know. We'll see. I'll probably check in once I get to my best friend's house in Mobile. So, yeah. Stay tuned. So, yes, I didn't show everything. Honestly, I was so focused on just getting here that it was that after a certain point I just forgot. Like, I just forgot to even film. I gotta get used to doing this YouTube shit. I'm not gonna hold you. I went to my best friend's house in Alabama to chill for a little bit and stop and actually get some sleep because I was driving for 16 hours straight. I started driving at 2 a.m. I didn't get to my best friend's house until 7 p.m. I mean, of course, I took little breaks or whatever, but yeah. But yeah, honestly, I feel like this is the best decision I could ever made. Honestly, like, and I'm so happy. I'm proud of myself too that I was able to do it because it wasn't easy. It wasn't. And honestly, I'm a very independent woman. I think that's what made it easier. Yeah. So now we're going to get into my advice for someone who wants to move out of state. So the first thing is to stay strong and believe that you can do it. No matter what people tell you, oh, why you want to do that? Why you want to go over out there? Do you know somebody? You don't even know nobody. You can be by yourself. Don't listen to none of that shit. If you feel like that's what you want to do, do it. And believe that you can. Like, seriously. Believe that you can. Do not lose confidence. Like, if shit don't go as you planned it, just think of it in a way of, it's another path for me. It's something better. And I guarantee that something better is going to show up. Like, I promise you. If my story that I told you is a testimony of that. Another advice. Like, claim it. Just claim that shit. Claim that shit. It's yours already. You want to move? Move. You want to move to Cali? Move to Cali. I'm moving to Cali. Like, when I tell you, I started to see fucking signs, bruh. Like, when I was still in Baltimore, never in my life have I seen a Texas license plate in Baltimore. It wasn't until, I think it was after I got approved for my, for the townhouse, I started seeing hella Texas license plates, just a lot of things Texas. Whole bunch of posts or whatever about Texas. I seen a post on Facebook like, I gotta figure out a way to move to Houston by tomorrow. And I'm like, bitch, I am. So it's like, yo, when I tell you pay attention to them signs because you are going to see them. You just cannot lose faith in yourself. You have to believe that you can do this shit. Believe that you can make that shit happen by any means. And you can. You can. Pray. Stay prayed up. Always. Whoever you pray to. Stay prayed up. I'm trying to tell you, like, I am so blessed and highly favored to be able to have made that dream come true of me moving to Houston with my baby girl. I was able to afford everything, afford my furniture, afford my place, afford everything we need, afford to put my baby girl on a flight with my mom and my grandmother so that she wouldn't have to take that long ass ride with me down here. Like, yeah. Okay, I'm getting off. The last piece of advice I have, on top of saving money, because I'm going to repeat that, make sure you got money saved. Just make sure you got some money saved. Just be, you don't want to move out of state and be struggling. Because I did that the first time in moving to Georgia, and that shit was it was a waste. Yeah. Saving money is very important. Making sure you have at least 3-4 bands saved up, maybe more, depending on where you're moving. Like, if you're moving to Cali, you're going to need more than that. But, yeah, the last piece of advice that I have is to get used and comfortable to being alone. Because you're not going to know anybody. I mean, you might, granted, no, I take that back. Because you never know. You might have friends, wherever you choose to move, you might have friends already there or whatever. But just in general of like being out of your comfort zone and having to meet new people, having to figure out the neighborhood, figure out where you're going, different shit like that. And don't be afraid to ask for help. don't be afraid to ask for help. That's something that I'm still working on. Because I'm one that will like just figure everything out my fucking self, and then after be like, damn, I could have asked such and such. Like, but I don't know. That's just the mom, independent black woman thing in me. I'm gonna get that one day. But yeah, I hope y'all enjoyed this video on my journey from Baltimore to Houston, and I hope that my story has inspired someone out there to, if you want to take that leap, just take that leap. Move out of state, start your life over, start brand new. You never know what opportunities will come, and you never know how much. I feel like people think of that shit is hard to move out of state. It is. It's not easy, but nothing that's worth having is easy. So yeah, again, my name is Key. Thank y'all so much for joining me on my journey. I'll see y'all next time.